Chronosystemic City. A temporal spectrum from planned endurance to planned obsolescence, in which buildings, landscapes, and infrastructure follow an infinite choreography of growth and adaptation. The chronosystemic city is one aspect of regenerative urbanism designed to adapt to harsh environments with recurring nature-instigated disaster events in deserts, forests, and coastal areas. This city is characterized by unique unit-based architecture, considering time as a fundamental attribute of the urban design strategy that responds to various harsh disasters such as droughts, wildfires, floods, and storm surges. Hydrophilic Living Unit. Existing houses in this city are steadily replaced with hydrophilic living units, which adapt to the constant tidal changes caused by rapid sea level rise. These units, reinterpreted from traditional single-family houses in this area, can soon replace existing housing stock since they are built cheaply and quickly. The units are scalable to meet the residents' needs and can be combined to form extensive facilities such as shopping centers, energy plants, and more. These hydrophilic living units are gradually transformed from fixed houses on the ground to semi-buoyant ones. As water levels fluctuate, houses can float autonomously above the ocean surface, forming a city above the ocean. This unique survival strategy of the chronosystemic city will take over the tragic scenario of a submerging city which must be abandoned. Furthermore, it indicates an alternative process in which human habitat will extend its territory from the land to the ocean.
Incorporating geonarratives of the kinds of long time scales that are necessary to understand both the hazards that face these communities and also the basis of their ecosystems. Understanding this, we might be changing our way of looking at land and our attachment to land, our property ownership situation, how migratory we are in even a smaller region.
Ginkgo Brick Company. In the dry forested areas where wildfires occur frequently, prefabricated architectural units are constructed with fire-resistant ceramic tiles and bioplastic interior materials manufactured by Ginkgo Brick Company. Ceramic tiles are made from locally sourced soil, shaped using a 3D printer and fired using traditional techniques. They are used on the facades of buildings as exterior enclosures and act to prevent the spread of fire. Interlocking formations of the houses covered by the fire-resistant tiles stir and reduce the persistent directional winds in this area that assist with the spread of wildfires. Meanwhile, the exterior walls collect and preserve rainwater for local plants and animals, promoting urban greenery and biodiversity. Bioplastic interior materials are made from scrap wood from the sawmill and timbers from forest thinning. While such waste is actively used, flammable fuels from the local forests are reduced to minimize wildfire and its spread. Ginkgo Brick Company synchronizes the management of the forest environment and the development of the residential district. It produces and exports functional and eco-friendly construction materials, thus revitalizing the local economy.
Taking on technology as something that looks forward, but also recognizing that we can learn from the past 10,000 years of our civilization, because we as society have been really working on this issue of how we live together for a long time.
Moisture retention levees. The chronosystemic city in the desert area tries to respond to bipolar extreme conditions of extreme flood and drought by installing moisture retention levees, which protect residential areas from river overflows, gorilla rain, and absorb excess water, storing it underground. A large amount of water captured, filtered, and stored in the underground aquifers during the rainy season will be distributed to supplement water loss during the dry season, to sustain local rice farming and turn the desert into a green region. The wetlands created by the moisture retention levees will nurture the forest, feed surrounding fauna, and improve the capacity to retain water. Eventually, the regenerated nature will suppress the recurring flood. The newly constructed water catchment zones will promote biodiversity and diversify the agricultural industry. A biomass power plant that recycles the byproducts of agriculture and the waste products of urban life will be constructed and provide electricity that powers the lives of approximately 500 people living in the desert city.
With the notion of sponge city, and the sponge city is not just about only for drought or only for access, it's for both. The idea that a sponge can absorb a lot, and it also, you can squeeze a lot out of a sponge.
These desert, coastal, and forest communities indicate new survival strategies for other cities in the face of submergence, wildfire, and drought, with urban strategies of time-based architecture and the development of ecological industries that recover damaged soil and vegetation.